What's going on, savvy investors? This is your friend, boom, boom, Steve VanCauwenbergh. What up? And I'm pushing myself, yep, to the limit. I'm trying new things. I've never done this before. A video slash podcast slash showing the internet or these pictures all at the same time to what help you, educate you, so on and so forth. Anyway, here's the deal. A really good, a superstar realtor approached me with this opportunity. Did you hear what I said? I said opportunity. There's opportunities everywhere. You got to train your eyes to see opportunity. He's like, randomly, he said, have you ever thought about buying a house for someone and doing a contract for deed for them? So I was like, yo, let me get you straight. What you're saying, you want to buy a house for someone. They can't qualify right now. So I'll buy the house for them, lease it to them, and then they can buy me out later. And I said, absolutely, show me this deal. Now, some people call this a contract for deed. Some people call this a wraparound mortgage. Basically, I would buy this with funds, either private funds or a bank loan, and then I would move that tenant in and then have an agreement with them that I would sell them this property at a later date when they get their credit ready or when they buy me out, and we would work out these terms as we roll. So now, as an investor, I am taking all the risk at purchasing this property. So I would treat this property like I would on any other investment. So as I was walking through this property with the investor, when I first saw it, I was like, absolutely no problem. Why can't they, I asked the basic questions. Why can't they afford it? They're in job transition. Can they afford it financially? One's self-employed, one's through a job. It's okay. That's a little risk. That's life. It's called the hustle out there. 230. It looks legit from the sky view. And you can see this photo right here. It looks kind of like, wow, this is only 230, 3-bedroom, 3-bath, 2,769 square foot. Wow. It's in Yukon. Wow. I'm like, sign me up. But before I got all juicy, I was like, hey, I need you to get these questions answered. So I started writing out these questions, and I got these questions, and I quickly looked through the photos real fast. And so I'll just do it photo by photo. And what I see, what someone else may not see, but the goal of this podcast today is what an investor should see. And the big concern is, how did they come up with 230? The house is 1930. So old houses have a lot of problems in general, right? They have the wrong power. It's not up to code. And the first thing out of my mind is, what's my exit strategy? I want to sell it to this couple. I want to help this couple. I want to make money on this deal. But what if it falls apart during the process, and who's responsible for that? And what I mean by old construction, old plumbing, old wiring, 1930, it was knob and wine. They just, it's not up to code per se. Now, when you flip through these photos, and let's just flip through them real fast, it looks legit on the outside. Wow, it's blue. It's got this cool siding. It looks brand new. It looks like it's on a slab. And then you got this nice living room, got a flat screen TV, you got these cool, nice looking steps. And I'm going to break this down like gangster for you here in a minute. You see this kitchen, it looks cool. It's got a dishwasher. That looks kind of funky. And so as I started looking through these photos, I was like, some things don't add up. I'm like, and every photo, my eye caught something that an average person that I'm trying to help you may not catch. And as a real estate investor, I see headaches, I see problems, I see dramaticism, and I'm stuck with this asset and I can't sell it, and it's not usable space. So, hold on one second. No, I don't have the COVID cough. It makes it seem like it, but I don't. I have really bad allergies. It happens like once or twice a year, but you got to deal with me. So you flipping through these pictures, man, look at these trimmings. A bowl on top. Look at this floor. Wait a minute. There's some fabric. We'll get to that in a minute. And then, it looks nice outside. Oh, look at that air view. You look at this perfect house. I could see myself raising my family on the grass. And I'm like, man, this is a legitimate thing. And so I'm going to break it down on where I started asking questions. My first questions were, when was this sold and how long was this rehab? That's my first question. My second question is, who did the rehab and how good of the quality is? That's one thing you're going to need to figure out, is because a lot of people just do a blow and go. They just cover up popcorn. They just hide things. They use shark bites. They come in, they get in, they make their money and they get out, and you're stuck with this asset. You need to figure this out. That was one question. How legit is the rehab? Was it himself or herself? Was this an HGTV idea that they just threw together? I noticed there was a window unit upstairs. How many AC units? I don't see a condenser. I think it's the house next door is really close. You really can't see anything. The plumbing access. Is there a basement? Will this pass FHA? And that's where I got real juicy, because I'm down to buy this house, $230. It's a deal. It's under $100 square foot. I can't build for that right now. This couple is a kind of pre-approved in my world, but when they need to cash me out, how can they if it won't pass FHA? And that's where I got to the electricity, and I'm going to show you that here in a minute, visually, and then you're going to hear it. Are the electricity outlets, are they grounded? Where do you park your car? So that's one question. There is no driveway per se. It doesn't attach to the home. It's just a kind of an awkward circle. Like, it's beautiful. Are you expecting me to park my vehicles here outside? Now, that's okay. That's a millennial thing. Ladies and gents, a lot of people, millennials, don't have cars and they don't like to park. I don't know, but if you're going to spend $230, this is the thing that I see right now. This seems to be above a new home buyer, because a second home buyer has been through, like, I need to have a garage. I need to know where I need to put my tools. Where do I cut the grass? And do I want to cut the grass? How big is the lot for me to cut the grass? These are just normal second home buyer questions that these are null and void. It's just interesting. Now, look at this photo. You have a motorcycles in the background. So that right there, that tells me something, that maybe the homeowner did the rehab. Why would you have your motorcycles in the pictures? Okay. I know you might be excited about them. I see kind of a unique construction here. I see that a house is really close right next door. You're on a really big lot. I don't know what the lot is, an acre or so, when you look at the aerial photo here in a minute, but this house right next door is really close. Is this the quarters? It's on natural gas. What's going on here in the front of the yard? Again, we don't have a garage. That's one thing. You're paying $230. So here you got this. Now, at a quick view, you're looking at this room. I got really old windows that are covered up to hide stuff. That's one thing I see. I see really big wood corner hiding things. I see a kind of a popcorn, maybe not a popcorn ceiling, but it's probably not. But this is actually a relatively small living room that opens up. I guess you see this TV right here? So you walk into the property and then boom, you got steps. Okay. Now this is a normal type house for 1930. People weren't as big as they were back then. They didn't need as much room. They just slept in homes. They worked in farms all day. So it's not made for a grand living room. So if you're looking to entertain people and watch Netflix all night, you're going to be someone's going to be walking in front of this TV, going to their room or going into the kitchen. Now let's keep on moving. Now these steps have been painted. Okay. You got some texture issues here. No big deal. So far, so good. What room is this? And where is this? There's another exterior door here. Is this a den? Is this a bedroom? Probably not, because it's just wasted space. There's no closet in here. You're not standing in a closet taking a photo. This is the room. It looks like connected to the living room. That's the living room behind it. It's a den, but where does it go? It's a shotgun house. A shotgun house is like rooms lead into other rooms and go into other places. Again, you got to look at this stuff. It looks good. It's $230,000 from the outside, but here's another thing. Got this electrical that was moved over. You got a table that's not center in the room. Again, it wasn't built this way. You have another exterior door. You following me? The $230 sounds really good, But then here we go. We got this cool electrical lighting up here, but no cabinets. Ladies like cabinets. They like to cook. They like to have a, where can you put your plate? There's no plate. You got spices right here and you can't reach up here. And it's over the oven and stove, which is kind of tight. You got a fire extinguisher here. And look right here, ladies and gents. There's the living room. Man, and you guys understand. Now, here's another thing that's interesting. You have a dishwasher, right? Everybody wants a dishwasher. But where's the plumbing? How do you access this plumbing? I'm assuming, because I looked at these photos right here, this is the steps on the other side of the living room. This is the goal here, guys, is not to beat up this house, is to teach you to what to look for so you don't leave your house and drive, because it looks like a good deal. $230,000, I'm going to drive over there and I'm going to gobble this up. Well, when I saw it, that it was on the market for 30 days, obviously something's wrong. They got a $6 light. The cabinets are not they have a cabinet that's dropped down there. So that tells me right there the construction is not legitimate. A contractor that has insurance and a license probably did not hang up these cabinets. So if this house burnt down and you need to make an insurance claim, who's your contractor that did this? Okay, I'm trying not to beat this up. But see, also back over here, you see these steps. So how am I going to get to this dishwasher if I got a water leak? And just so you know, I own a few units and dishwashers tend to leak. There's an elbow in there that's connected to the dishwasher. The drain. Someone plumbed a drain here. Is it legitimate? Can I get access to it? Sorry, I had to keep pause. I had to cough again. But here's the deal. Dishwashers, they don't drain easily. They're usually tied into the sink. Is this really tied into the sink? Because how close it is, there's got to be a 45 elbow here. Or they tied into the sink under the house, which could cause damage. To me, as a long-term landlord, tenant, asset, if I was going to flip it like this guy did or gal did, I can understand. They got a cheap stove in here. That's a $300 stove. They got a cheap microwave, but they got, I think this is Belder grade granite. This is called a blow and go in my mind. It looks pretty legitimate to me. Or is this Formica? I can't really tell, but I'm obviously not going to drive. Another thing I noticed is these wood. Is these original wood? Because you can't cut a 45, or is it 1930 design? You got a tiny kitchen with an island. In this. I don't want to kill this realtor. I don't know who listed this. And then you got this side room with a ton of cabinets. Where does this connect to? I don't understand. You got a bedroom here with one AC unit. You could tell that there's an old power that's been covered up. And this looks like someone rewired this whole place because you got electricity. Okay, you got a cheap fan, which is a normal $125 fan. I wouldn't say it's cheap. But look to the top right. You have a banister right there, ladies and gentlemen. That is the closet. Okay, what's going on here? And I look right down here to the top left. I see a two-prong. That means that it's not wired with the ground. It probably would not pass FHA. So if I bought this thing and I'm trying to unload it to a retail buyer, they may not get qualified. It may not pass inspection. Now, here we go again with the confusion. I know there's something wrong here. Number one, whoever took these photos is not paying attention. The light bulb's out. No big deal. I'm not trying to be critical, ladies and gents. I'm just trying to help. But as a guy in the world of real estate investing, this is a house I'd be weary of. I'd feel sorry for the couple that's going to move in. For one reason, I've never seen one by two wood on the top of a great tiled bathroom where this moisture is going to get under this paint. They probably have cheap paint, and this is going to be a constant headache. Mold, wood, it's not made to be there. And why wouldn't they 45 it right there and might as well trim it out? And I noticed that the tile, it just doesn't, there's just some headaches. And then on top of that, you did not hang these cabinets right. It needs to be equal on top, and your head is going to hit this. This tells me that whoever they hire to do the contract, it tells me right now that the homeowner probably did it. Probably a handyman type of guy. And this looks attractive from the outside. You got this cool loft with no banister. That is a liability, okay, for children in general. You got a smoke detector over here. You have this air vent here. What is this AC in? This was an afterthought. This is the actual roof. They framed in the attic to create more square footage. This is a house I would never buy. Then I thought this was very weird. They got this window unit in here. Then they got a window over to the left that's not been trimmed out. So to me personally, you have a window unit over by the window, and then you have a vent on the left. And then you got a ceiling fan embedded over the window with a pool light above. This is a makeshift crib. You have small people with closets, no closet. You also have, you're missing a faceplate here. This is a true $6 light fixture with the pull on it. That means what's not operating? This switch operates both these lights. You either have to turn on one or the other. You have to turn them both on, and you don't have a closet. But I'm going to be a real estate investor. I'm going to make millions. I'm trying not to beat these realtors up. I'm trying, you got to make money. I got to make money. But who's going to buy this? It's the price point is wrong. It's attractive at $270. If I was this individual, they need to call me and I can help you make money on this, because the only way you're going to make money is a rent to own on this, because the only person that's going to rent this is a rent to own person, not a true home buyer, or unless a really first-time home buyer that got free bond money, which if you know that back 20 years ago, they would just give out bond money. It's possible. Or they do a subprime loan and they're paying $600 and you attract those type of people. But the reality is anybody with $230,000, look out. Now the shower, I'm like, for real? What are you? What? Y'all, what's going on right here? Why would we brick this little section right here? You want to shed some light? You got a towel rack on the side. You got no cabinets. You got off the chain. It took me about 5 minutes. I ain't gonna lie to you. It took me 5 minutes to figure out. I was getting real nervous on this deal. I'm like, you really sure you want me to buy this and sell it to your homies? Because is this a skylight? No, then I realized this is a reflection. And then I started looking at this tile, broken piece of tile, real rust job here. And then what really scared me, this is on the second floor, and I verified that with the photo, that who put in this drain pan. This is a very unique drain pan. And I used to have an apartment building on the second floor, and they would leak when I put in a new drain pan, or they were leaking before I bought the property. And I have died forwards and backwards on drain pans. And that's what this looks like to me. It also looks like water is going to rest here on this lip, and it's going to rot this grout. This looks like a maintenance nightmare. Again, we got a bedroom with no closet. So who staged in this? We got an outlet to the side. We got two lights on one switch, and we got AC up here. And we got a step ladder. Again, this is a shotgun house. You got to get up to this room to get up to the other room. You got to go through this room to get to remember, we're walking into this room, right? This is a room. But how do we get to my room upstairs? I got to walk through this room. Man, if you got 10 kids, this is a great place. Right? If you run in a halfway house, I don't know. And then you got a room here. Is this the master? We got everything plugged in over here. Or is it this room? It's this room. Now look, is this the loft? Again, this is another bedroom. This is this bedroom that you're walking into. Oh yeah, we're passing. I got to watch my Netflix. I got to screw by there. Oh, there's another fire. There's another fire extinguisher. Are you scared? Like, what's going on here? Why do you got two fire extinguishers in your photos? And you see this bed? Is this on the ground floor? Is this on the second floor? I mean, or is this the third floor? Look how small this is. You got 3 feet right here. You got about 7 feet here. This looks about 10 to 12 feet here. Here's a king bed, right? Looks like a king bed. What is that? 6 feet across, 4 foot, 3 foot 10. This is 10 feet, 11 feet across. No closet. Well, I guess there is a closet. There's the closet, but you got to walk by my TV show. to get to the closet. Okay, so then I'm paying $230. I got these nice bowls. You know, I got to give it up for this HDTV stuff. But these trim-ins, they look legit, right? But you got this really cheap glass that you salvage that is peeling in the back. That's the metal in the back of the window mirror. And I'm $230,000 and we got chips in the glass. Someone needs to teach them Rehab 101. We need to frame these windows out and make them farm country, farmhouse. You got the farm country farmhouse bowl, but you got these ghetto cheap mirrors and you got a $35 light fixture versus a $6 light fixture. But you got a $10 light fixture right here, but you got no bathtub. Now that's okay, but I didn't see no bathtub anywhere. And if you got this many rooms that are shotgun, you got a lot of kids with no bathtub. Again, first time buyers buy these type of houses, but they don't really think about this stuff and then they get trapped because they're trying to look for a house, but a second home buyer would not buy this house. And that's why this house has been sitting on the market for 30 days. I got to give it to them. They got good fixtures here. You got good tile work, if that's not linoleum. Again, we're running out of space, so we're just throwing stuff in. You know, a pre-made closet. And then you got this hodgepodge. And then I see you got this vent right here. So you got a basement. You got a return vent in the middle of the wall with the, I mean, is this an AC vent that's down here? You got a return vent in the ceiling, but you got a vent over here. You got this hidden closet. You got this other refrigerator. This goes into that other room. And then you got these two different random appliances. I mean, I'm not trying to be critical, but these are just signs of what you're getting yourself into. We got another exterior door. We got some fabric hiding some stuff. We got these weird light fixtures that are, you know, I've never seen that. And you got these super blocks. You got a freezer right here. Hopefully there's not a dead body in here because we got no garage. We out here in the middle of nowhere. I mean, there's my yard. Okay. There's my crib. Okay, what's happening here? I have my next door neighbor right here. Real tight. Right? Again, I don't see a condenser. I'm assuming there's a condenser right here. I see this exterior door here. There's one on the other side. Why do we need all these fire extinguishers if we got 3 exterior doors? Look how close my neighbor is. I have no driveway. I have no garage. I have weird glass blocks at random spots. I have a lot of bedrooms with no closets, and my lawnmower that I got to cut the grass is right here. Ladies and gents, I know this is not fun and exciting, but I hope that you learned a lot from the way a real estate investor sees things on their side. I see a good roof. I see it's a modern roof. I can go on and on about this. Here's those 2 motorcycles. If I knew I had photo day, why would I put motorcycles out there? Come on, y'all. If you need some help, go to savvyinvestors.com. Message me. You want me to look at one of your properties and want me to destroy it for you? I don't know if I would do that because, like, I'm about to someone's going to blast me on this. That's why I didn't put the address on here. I know some of you guys out there are going to try to figure out the address. Message me and I'll give you the address. It's public domain. It's a society. I just want to let you know I'm not being critical. I'm being critical on your money, on your money. Be smart with your money. Go buy assets.